Hi, what's up, people? This is your girl, Nadia Mukami, aka Kanadia Katambe, aka Kenyan sweetheart, aka the African pop star, and welcome to the third episode of Financial Discipline Journey with me, Nadia Mukami. And last week we talked about the 50-30-20 rule, and this week we're going to be talking about the emergency fund. So stay tuned and let me walk you through financial discipline. The third week, by the way. This is fun. Literally. So guys, what exactly is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is that financial safety, like that money that you put aside just in case you have a financial mishap or unexpected expenses. For instance, we never know our future. Like, we never know that one day you can wake up and God forbid you have cancer, or God forbid you have some weird form of a disease. So, and then you start putting on harambes, you start putting on pledges, but it's always good to have a little bit of a fund on the side just in case these things happen. I'm not saying that it's bad to have harambes and stuff, but think of this scenario where you have a bill of, let's say, 6 million, and you have been saving, and so far in your emergency fund, you have around 4 million. It actually makes it easier if you have insurance to come through, or it makes it easier for people to come through and help in the 2 million, yeah, according to my mathematics. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, so why do I need an emergency fund? I said it's because most of the time you have unexpected expenses. And also, how do I create my emergency fund? One of the ways you can create an emergency fund is like what we're doing, the 24 weeks saving challenge. So every Monday, like for us, we put, let's say, 1,000 bob or 1,500. For me, I committed 1,000 to 1,500 every Monday. And it's just not for 6 months. Let's say after the 6 months you want to continue because you're trying to create an emergency fund. Yeah, you can create that through a savings account, a locked savings account. Not that account that you can withdraw anytime. And what kind of a savings account do I need? Yes, you need a savings account first, which is locked, by the way. In your ways and out, you just withdraw anyhow. And two, this is the sweet part, one with an interest rate. There are banks that offer 3%, there are others that offer 4%, others that offer 7%, 7.3. For me, I have like 2 accounts that are for savings, and one has 7.3%, the other one has 3% interest rate. Imagine keeping your money for, let's say, 6 months. And in these 6 months, let's say you accumulate around 100,000 shillings. 100,000 shillings with an interest rate of 7.3%. That is good money at the end of the day. That's an emergency fund. So guys, it's always good to have an emergency fund. And there's this question that is often asked by people. You're talking about savings and you're not talking about investment. It's okay to have both, but which is the easiest first? The emergency fund. Because for me, how I take it, just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal take on financial discipline. Imagine having an investment which takes about 6 months to grow before you can actually see the return, the ROI, the return of investment. Or having some, like the emergency fund in your bank, just in case something happens. Because if something happens, you have a disease, you can't go and run for the investment, but you can run for the emergency fund. So first, I feel like these things go hand in hand. For as long as we're thinking about investments, we should also think about emergency funds. I remember, you guys get this. Let me just give a quick scenario. Our mothers at home, like my mom, for instance, shout out by the way. She used to tell me, every time ukimkopa pesa, she's like, min mesota. She's always broke 24/7. I'm sure everyone can relate to African mothers. But immediately there's a sick child in that homestead. All of a sudden your mother has money. Why? Because of those 2 emergency fund. How wako wanajua emergency fund ni kama ya bank. You take a scenario of those tumkebe, those I don't know how they're called in English. Those tumkebe where people put change. That is one of the ways actually of creating an emergency fund. Hizo mashilingi, if you break 100 bob and you unapewa change ya tuseme 20 bob, you put your 20 bob, 20 bob, 20 bob, and jayako ikishafika to the brim, you don't take it and go and buy sweets, ama you take to the supermarket to exchange so that you can get notes. you can take that to the bank. They actually take that. That is a way of creating an emergency fund. So guys, yeah, let me know what you think about this episode. As always, our episodes are always short and sweet and to the point. Let me know what you want us to talk about next time. And remember, on the next episode, we're going to be having financial advices and people who are going to be talking about their savings journey. Remember, I also never was so perfect with money. I was the worst person at spending and saving. But last year, I made a point to try and create a savings culture with myself for my future and just the emergency fund, just in case of anything. So I have been your amazing host. Is it amazing host? But I've been your girl, Nadia Mukami. Keep it here and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless.